Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're looking at Captain Atom issue 8. This is of course from 1987 and the first volume of Captain Atom's solo book. Now this issue picks up where we left off with Captain Atom wounded, but this issue is almost entirely narrated by Plastique. Now I love the cover. It's a take off of the old sculpture of Mary holding Jesus after he was taken down from the cross. So it's got a real kind of religious overtone to it. Anyway, Plastique is telling us a recap briefly of what happened in the previous issue as she's standing over Captain Atom as he's bleeding out energy. But she kind of forgot about Warlord and his minions. They're Khmer Rouge, apparently. Hope I pronounced that right. So they take some shots. She manages to duck behind Captain Atom and use him as a shield since he's bulletproof. And then she blasts him with her energy explosions, which is like pinkish red explosions, and then knocks a tree on him. That gives her enough time to pick him up and drag him out to escape, and they manage to find some retreat in a cave. She watches him bleeding. He's clearly getting worse. So she uses a controlled burst on the weird bubbling wound that he has, tries to cauterize the wound and clear up the infection. It seems to work. He's sweating, but he sits up and then transforms back into his human form, and she figures out how the exoskin sort of melds back into him. She thinks about killing him right there because she can, and as revenge for the incident in Toronto a few issues back. She recaps how she had gone to jail and the Canadians were extraditing her back when her fellow separatists freed her. And of course, being a scumbag, you know, they ditched her. Captain Atom manages to wake up and they start walking out, and she's about to cross into Thailand, and she decided she was going to kill him then because he made the mistake of telling her that they were almost to Thailand. But then she slipped on some rocks. Captain Atom saved her. He had to transform into his Captain Atom physical appearance in order to do it, and he's obviously still drained, but he did it and it saved her life. And they're talking about why when he suddenly grabs her by the head and pulls her down and a sword whistles by her head, and it's the Warlord again, and Captain Atom has to fight him. She runs for the border knowing that Atom won't survive. Atom manages to get a last burst off into the guy's face, but there's some troops nearby, and if all they have to do is land one bullet on that wound and he's pretty much done for, she says. So she blows them up. Nobody is more surprised than she is that she came back. So they flee and they get to a village where Gaz is waiting. Turns out it's the same route he had taken to get out of Cambodia once before, so Gaz knew exactly where he was heading, and he took the chance that he was still alive, went there and waited for him. And Atom lets Plastique escape because he can. Obviously there's some tension between those two. But we also have a subplot of Babylon and Dr. Magala talking about how Ealing doesn't deserve his third star as a general because it's just about the Captain Atom project. That's the only reason he got those stars. And realistically, Magala should have been given some sort of acknowledgement instead of Ealing, because Ealing really didn't do anything. And Atom's kids are also fighting. The older boy, Randy, he is trying to convince his sister that their dad is a scumbag and a traitor and a murderer, and she doesn't believe it. She read the file. She says that he was framed. If Randy had spent any time, he would know that. Randy's not convinced. So that's kind of the synopsis of the issue. I have to say, this was a great issue. Really well written. Real interesting seeing it from Plastique's perspective and how much she hates Captain Atom, but still, in the end, goes back and saves him twice. Once from the initial wound, and the second time when the Warlord caught up with them. But he also saved her twice, and he didn't have to do that either. So there's obviously some sort of tension between the two, trying to figure each other out. She has a lot of lingering resentment because he did stop her from killing innocent people and all that. I think the cover wording is a little deceptive. She didn't really know compassion so much as self-interest. But yeah, it was a great issue. Highly recommended. Issue 7 and 8 was a really cool story between the Warlord and the whole Cambodia thing. I think issue 9 we're going to learn a little bit more about Captain Atom's past. So I'm looking forward to picking that up. That one probably won't be that video won't be out till next week, most likely, but hopefully I'll get it read soon. and get it posted. In the meantime, definitely check out this Captain Atom series. Bates and Broderick are doing a real good job. This issue was definitely a very solid issue in all departments, and I really love that cover picture. But that'll do it for this one. As always, thank you for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.